The Connecticut Head Start on Housing program is the first of its kind in the nation. This is a really innovative partnership where housing vouchers are directly connected to and accessed by early Head Start and Head Start programs for their families.
It was interesting because I didn't really expect for Head Start to be affiliated with housing. You know, being that they were taking care of my child, I would just go and talk to the teachers and sometimes vent about my concerns. When they heard my concerns and they spoke to me about it, I was really surprised because, you know, no one thinks that, okay, Head Start or child care could help me actually get into my own home or apartment.
So we put together a proposal called the Head Start on Housing Initiative, and we pitched it to one of the states in the country that has the best partnership across systems to help families who are in child welfare who have housing needs. And that state is Connecticut. So we met with Commissioner Masquera Bruno of the Department of Housing and Commissioner Bet Bai of the Office of Early Childhood. And we pitched this idea. Could they work across systems to get frontline workers in Head Start access to these housing resources so that they could solve housing problems for these families? And they gave us a wholehearted yes immediately in our first meeting. And within 6 months, we had the first 25 families housed.
What we have with the Head Start on Housing is taking advantage of all the great Head Start services that are offered, the case management, the early childhood ed, and then pairing that with housing. And when it comes to structure and routine, if you think about yourself when you were young, it's about that place you lived, what you could count on when you came home. And for many children, they can't count on stable housing, the same place, the same people every day. But when you provide stable housing to a family with young children, you help the child, you help the parent, and most important, you're really helping that young brain, because good brain development requires structure and routine and predictability.
Our governor encourages us to all work together to make sure that we combine and bring our resources together so that we can be more effective. Having the Office of Early Childhood working with us, where we provide the housing, we provide the vouchers, and they provide the services, coordinate and provide that little bit of support that many of us has. We have families that support us, but some families don't have anybody. So that support, that caseworker really make a difference in somebody's life.
Well, it's impacted me and my son a lot because he's able to have a space that he can call his own, to stretch out, to, you know, be who he is and, you know, just be comfortable in an environment that he knows that's his. And he has autism, so everything is about structure and, you know, and repetitiveness and being familiar with his surroundings. So being here and now that he's familiar with his surroundings, it helps him thrive a little bit better because he knows, you know, this is his kitchen, this is his room, this is his bathroom. So it's a little bit more comfortable for him and I.
Just to share my story, I live in a shelter with my 2 children. And then I found out online that Head Start is offering housing for Head Start families. We went from having a meeting to be housed. Now, ending up with a home through Head Start, I ended up with a new job. You know, me and my family are thriving.
Children do not belong in a shelter. Children belong in a place where they can thrive, where they can sleep well. And this program really allows families to get out of unstable conditions.
We see families that have come to us not seeking housing, but achieving housing. So here at Alliance, we were able to launch a pilot back in 2017, where we actually looked at, we defined the problem, and then from there, we started building out resources through philanthropy and through the programs here at Alliance to help wrap around not just services for families, but connect them to housing opportunities. Housing is one piece that we would hope that folks would get kind of organically in our life, but it doesn't happen that way for everyone. Given the opportunity to emerge out of poverty with the foundational gift of housing connections is pretty amazing.
The biggest thing that we do is collaborate with the community. So in the beginning of the year, we established partnerships with different agencies so that we can refer families to them. We don't necessarily have all the resources here, But we are that bridge that provides, access to these different resources. We're thinking we're just impacting one family, but really it's impacting a whole community, because that parent feeling secure that they have a place to live then promotes a progress with other families, that they're able to do it, that they're not out here doing it on their own. Community and the village is helping them. And then obviously that child, as they grow, they remember Head Start is where it all started. And I myself am a product of Head Start. Actually, I went to this particular program, and now I'm giving back to that program that helped me get to where I am.
For me to be here right now, talking to you right now, I would say it's not dreams come true, hard work comes true. It really does. Hard work pays off. I just want to inspire people, single moms, whole families, single dads. If you know and if you try to research and call the right people, you'll get there. Once you find support, they would get you where you want to be.
As a director of Head Start, receiving this housing voucher was absolutely amazing, but it didn't end at housing. It wasn't just about housing. So I was able to meet Josa and get to know her, and knowing what someone facing homelessness or living in a shelter is facing, also getting to know her and understanding that there's possibilities for employment in our program, because we also strive to employ families. There was possibilities to get creative with using her as a bus monitor, so she has transportation since she didn't have that. So the bus will drop her off at home, therefore saving her money for Ubers and cabs, etc. So I think this housing program really sparks that outside the box thinking on how we can really support and make a huge impact on someone's life.
How I heard about the program was I had a listing for a rental, and one of the clients had come to make an appointment to see it, because she wanted to rent it, and she had brought her caseworker, and we started talking, and she was telling me about the program, and I said, wow, this is great. This sounds exactly like what I would love to do and participate in. And then before I knew it, we were housing four clients.
And I love the fact that the case manager is there with them. They bring them, they support them, and it's great. I love supporting the families.
As the Head Start Collaboration Office, really helping to facilitate these conversations, really helping to make these connections, and combining resources together to have the greatest impact towards our common goal, which is to end homelessness for young children and families.
So what we would really like to do over the next year and a half is ensure that states all over the country adopt the innovation that Connecticut so wholeheartedly embraced. And we would hope that within the course of, say, 2 years, we can create a scenario so that Head Start workers can meet these housing challenges head on and then get back to the work that they were hired to do, which is improve the educational outcomes for some of America's most disadvantaged households.
What I would say about Head Start is that it's a camaraderie. It's more like it becomes a part of your extended family, because you're letting them take care of your children, and it's a beautiful program.
I have my home, I have a new job, and now I would say I'm living the best life. I can say that for a fact.